Have you ever ignored an old warning and helped a thief steal without knowing it? That is what Ravi did. Then one Thursday, Kai opened a truck door. Leo warned him, and Ravi still climbed in. Ravi could hear a bad engine before the driver even finished parking. At Asha's garage, that made him useful. People came in angry, late, and worried about money. Ravi listened for 10 seconds, wiped his hands on a rag, and usually knew where to start. Asha owned the garage. She kept the books, ordered the parts, and made sure every job left with a written note. Nothing about her work was fancy, but it was always clear. Then there was Leo in the corner bay. He was older, slower, and the kind of mechanic who'd already seen every mistake twice. If Ravi rushed a job, Leo tapped the bench with a wrench. If Ravi skipped a test, Leo asked him to run it again. For 3 years, Leo had covered him without ever keeping score. Then one afternoon, Kai started coming by. Kai didn't work at the garage. He ran a small roadside crew that took overflow jobs from towing companies. They handled flat tires, jump starts, and late-night calls in parking lots. He arrived with coffee, jokes, and stories about easy money. "You're wasted in this place," he told Ravi one Thursday evening. Ravi laughed, but he liked hearing it. Haven't we all liked hearing that, at least once? Kai watched him rebuild a brake line and shook his head. "Asha charges shop rates, and I pay cash," Kai said. "You come with me on 2 night calls. You'll make more than a full Saturday." Leo heard him from the next bay. He didn't even look up from the carburetor in his hands. "Cash jobs with no paperwork get expensive later," Leo said. Kai smiled at him. "Sir, not every opportunity is a trap." Leo kept working. "No, only the ones that need you to hurry," he said. That night, Kai waited outside by his truck. "Old men protect what they already have," he told Ravi. "You and me, we still have to build." Ravi looked back through the garage window. Leo was shutting off the bay lights, one by one. Kai opened the passenger door, and for the first time, Ravi stepped in. Then one night, the first job felt easy. A delivery driver had a dead battery outside a small restaurant. Ravi tested the cables, cleaned the terminal, and got the van running in 8 minutes. Kai paid him in cash before they even left the parking lot. Ravi held the folded notes in his hand, and they felt good. Not because the money was huge, the money was small. It felt good because Kai treated him as the main person in the truck. At the garage, Ravi was still the young mechanic Leo corrected. With Kai, he was the expert. But here's the thing about easy cash. Have you ever felt that pull? When someone new makes you feel bigger than the people who already know your real size? By the next week, Ravi was taking calls after closing. Asha noticed he looked tired. "You doing side jobs?" she asked. "A few," Ravi said. "Using your own tools?" "A few of mine," he admitted. Asha glanced over at Leo. Leo said nothing, and somehow that silence bothered Ravi more than a lecture would have. On Friday, Leo found one of Asha's diagnostic scanners missing from the shelf. Ravi had borrowed it for a night call and brought it back before opening. No real harm done, he thought. Leo stood beside the shelf and waited for Ravi to walk past. "You can't take shop tools to jobs Asha didn't book," Leo said. Ravi told him he'd brought it back. "That isn't the point," Leo said. Ravi asked what the point was. Leo's voice stayed calm. "The point is that Kai is using your hands, Asha's tools, and no receipts. When something goes wrong, he'll know exactly where to stand." Ravi heard the warning. He also heard something else. He heard Leo talking to him like a child. But here's the thing about warnings. They sound the same whether they're true or whether they're just old habit. Kai came by that afternoon with a bigger job. A tow yard outside the city had 6 vans that needed quick checks before auction. It was a cash job, 2 hours of work, no paperwork, because the yard owner was a friend. Leo stepped between Ravi and the open truck door. "Don't go," he said. Ravi gave a short laugh. "You don't even know the job." "I know the smell of it." Kai leaned on the truck and grinned. "He wants you safe, and I get it," Kai said. "But safe doesn't pay for your own bay one day." That was the line that found Ravi. He could already see his own bay, his own sign, his own name on the front. Leo saw it land on him. "Ravi," he said, "a man who flatters your future may still be picking your pocket today." Ravi looked at him. "You had your chance to build your life. Let me build mine." The words came out sharper than he meant. Leo's face changed for a second. Then he stepped aside. The wisdom in this story is much older than any garage. Long before there were repair bays and tow yards, there was a forest where a deer lived near a wise old crow. The crow knew the paths, the hunters, and the fields where danger waited. The deer trusted him because the crow had warned him many times before. Then one morning, a jackal arrived with a soft smile. He praised the deer's beauty, called him special, and said he only wanted friendship. The crow did not trust the sweetness in his voice. A stranger who praises you too quickly may be hungry for more than friendship, he warned. But the deer liked the praise. He liked feeling chosen, so he followed the jackal to a green field outside the forest. That field looked safe. It was not. A farmer had hidden a net in the grass, and when the deer stepped in, the ropes closed around his legs. That was the trap Ravi could not see yet. Then one night, Ravi climbed into Kai's truck. The tow yard sat behind a chain-link fence, past the last gas station. By the time they arrived, the sky had gone dark. The owner wasn't there. Kai waved Ravi through a side gate. "Quick checks," he said. "Just batteries and starters. Maybe a fluid check. Nothing that should take long." Wait. This is where the job changed. The vans sat in a back row, with auction numbers on the glass. Ravi opened the first hood. The battery was already gone. He opened the second. The alternator was missing too. He opened the third hood and saw fresh tool marks around the catalytic converter. Ravi straightened up slowly. "These aren't checks," he said. Kai was already at the fourth van, sliding a part into a duffel bag. "Relax," Kai said. "The yard writes them off and everyone eats." Ravi felt the cash in his pocket turn into a stone. "I'm leaving," Ravi said. Kai's smile disappeared. "You touched 3 vans. Your prints are on them. And remember that scanner from Asha's shop you borrowed last week? You want me to explain that part to whoever asks?" That's when Ravi finally understood what Leo had meant. Kai had never wanted a partner. He'd wanted a useful witness. Someone who could quietly become a useful shield. But here's the twist. Headlights turned at the far end of the yard. The real owner had arrived. Kai grabbed the duffel bag and ran, while Ravi stood frozen beside the open hood. Ravi didn't call Kai. He called Leo. His thumb shook so hard, he almost dropped the phone. Leo answered on the second ring. "I'm at Marlow Yard," Ravi said. Leo didn't ask why. That was the first mercy. Leo asked if he was hurt. Ravi said no. Leo asked if he was holding anything that wasn't his. Ravi said no again. "Then listen," Leo said. "Put your hands where the owner can see them. Don't run. Tell him you came for a repair call." Ask him to phone Asha's garage, then say nothing else. Ravi swallowed. Kai ran already. Of course he did, Leo said. Now be still. Wait, this is where the old story returned. The crow did not fight the farmer. He told the trapped deer to lie still until the net opened. Leo gave Ravi the same kind of help. Stay still, speak clearly, and do not make the trap worse. Suddenly, Leo arrived before the police. Asha came with the job book, the tool log, and the scanner record. He doesn't work night calls for us, she told the owner. But he is my mechanic. If he did wrong, we won't hide it. If someone used him, we won't hide that either. The cameras told the rest of the story. But here's the thing Ravi had to face at the garage. Nobody celebrated. Asha suspended Ravi for a week without pay because he'd used shop tools without permission. She made him write down every side job he had taken. Ravi did it. Then he walked over to Leo's bay. Leo was changing the oil on a school van. Ravi stood there a long moment. I thought you were trying to keep me small, he said. Leo didn't look up. I was trying to keep you free. Ravi nodded. I know that now. Leo tightened the filter by hand. Knowing late is better than not knowing at all. Ravi almost smiled. He asked Leo if he was still angry. Leo wiped his hands and said yes. That answer hurt, but it was honest. Can I earn it back? Ravi asked. Leo looked at him then. Start by never confusing praise with proof. Ravi said it later that night, on the phone with his cousin. Kai wanted my hands, Asha's tools, and my silence. So I left his truck for good. Ravi finally understood the old forest lesson in the language of trucks, tools, and a locked tow yard gate. When a new friend offers cash from a truck, listen to the old friend who knows where the locked gate leads.